If you have not seen it, it has officially been announced that both Zendaya and Jacob Batalon will officially return as MJ and Ned in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I personally have very conflicting feelings about this because I'm somebody who really likes Spider-Man movies. I'm excited to see how this story evolves with Peter, and I'm with people wanting a street-level Spider-Man movie to some extent. I hope something very specific for this, but of course, a lot of people are against this. We're going to talk about all of it today. I'm going to give my thoughts, and of course, we're going to take a look what the internet had to say about this as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, so let me give you my thoughts on this entire situation before we actually end up taking a look at what everybody else had to say about this. So my initial opinion with this is, if Zendaya and Jacob really are returning in the brand new Spider-Man, like Spider-Man Brand New Day, I hope it's for something very small. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I love MJ. I love Ned. They were great characters, and their dynamic with Peter helped shape what made the Tom Holland trilogy so fun. It's so emotional, relatable. Like, it is my favorite trilogy in Spider-Man, and I liked all of them, So, but No Way Home, it ended on something really special. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't triumphant. It was just painful. Peter sacrificed everything. He lost his friends, his identity, his future, and he didn't get some, magical, oh, we saved the world type thing. He lost, and he lost on purpose, and he lost for the greater good. Something tragic happened, and we don't see that much in the MCU. We don't get endings like that in superhero movies anymore. So I don't like the idea of maybe walking that back. To reverse the spell and maybe bring everyone back and have their memory brought back and everybody just remembers Peter again. Yay, everybody's happy. That doesn't just undo one scene. It really, it hits No Way Home and doesn't make it matter, That final moment Peter had standing in his brand new apartment, he's alone, he's broke, forgotten. It was like a full circle moment. It was Spider-Man stripped down to his core. No Stark tech, no Avengers, no safety net. It was just Peter. Peter was trying, Peter was alone, Peter was sad. And I really loved that. It really made me feel, and that's something that's missing from Marvel movies nowadays. And now, with this type of leak that we're seeing, all I'm thinking about is please, please, please don't take this away, because this has potential. And I get it, okay? It's very important. Bringing back fan favorite characters is what studios do, and I'm not against seeing MJ or Ned again at all. I think they should appear, but only in a way that reinforces what Peter gave up. I want them to keep the consequences. Picture something along the lines of Peter going back to the coffee shop. Something along those lines. I'm just off the top of my head here, okay? MJ's working behind the counter again. He just freezes and she smiles politely, just like she did in the ending of the first movie and she would with any other customer. And he wants to say something. You can see it on his face. He always remembers everything, every moment, every word, every scar, and she doesn't care one little bit. She just looks at him. She takes his order and just continues on. And I like the fact that Peter still felt that, they could have more moments like that. No cheesy reveal. No, wait, do I know you? Just silence, distance, consequences, everything that Peter is feeling. I need them to keep that. Or maybe, I don't know, he sees Ned at school or something, or on the street, and he just talks to him hey, Ned, hey, who are you? And Ned just kind of oh, hey. Something like that. I think that'd be cool. Because if they do end up remembering him again, what was No Way Home for? Why did Peter let go if the story is just going to circle back and undo it all? So many people wanted a street-level Spider-Man movie, myself included. This is a good way to bring it, man. If you want to push a little bit more emotionally, there is a powerful direction that they could go, something along the lines Peter does go to the coffee shop again, and Peter can't take it anymore. Peter tries to tell them. If he just goes up to him and breaks down, let him break down. Let his guilt come out, and he just has to try, He pulls MJ aside, maybe Ned, and he starts explaining nervously and telling them every single thing that ended up happening, right? But instead of oh, wait, maybe I remember. Maybe instead of some reunion, they just flat out shut him down. I would love that. MJ recoils, Ned gets uncomfortable, maybe one of them thinks that he's unstable, weird, call the cops, maybe they get scared, maybe they just look at him with pity and say, I think that you should leave, something along those lines. Could you imagine how much that would wreck Peter? But it would also solidify who he is now, a hero that puts everyone first, even when it hurts, because Spider-Man's story has always been about sacrifice, loss, and choosing responsibility over happiness. You know, I'm actually forgetting what Uncle Ben's quote, with great power comes great responsibility. I forgot about that. And after Multiverse of Madness, after No Way Home, after the Avengers movies that we've had now, we need to see a grounded Peter Parker again. No, like, undoing spells, just the street-level Spider-Man that everybody else wants to see about this. Fans, and not even just myself, many fans have been very vocal, and we'll show you in just a moment that everybody wants a Spider-Man movie again. Not an Avengers collab movie. Not just the multiverse movie. Just Peter, swinging, fighting villains, and making the right choices. You know, that's a nice street-level Spider-Man movie. We haven't gotten that with Tom Holland yet. And if MJ and Ned do come back, I would like their presence to kind of remind us, like, of the consequences of what Peter went through in the last movie. I really, really do not want, like, some redemption arc where he finds a way to reverse the spell. I want this to be a scar on Peter. That's how you make No Way Home and Brand New Day mean something. That's how you evolve a character. By not giving back what he lost, but by showing that he keeps going anyways. That is a true Spider-Man story, because that is everything that Spider-Man kind of stands for. I would love to see something like that. I hope that if they come back, their role is minimal. I would like to see them, and I would like them to kind of go on a video, like, I would like to see them go, I'm looking at the wrong camera still, all right? Now I just lost my train of thought, man. I meant to, hey, this one I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm still getting used to my Stream Deck, and if you're new to the channel over here, I recently installed another camera over here so I can look at some bullet points for some things that I want to talk about, because a lot of times throughout my YouTube journey, I have been talking like crazy and forgetting some types of points. So I have, like, my other monitor here with a couple notes where it's like, okay, touch on maybe the idea that, like, MJ recoils or something like that. You know what I mean? But anyways, it's not just about what I think. Of course, as always, I wanted to get an opinion on how the internet ends up feeling about this. They had a lot to say, okay? One person says, I hope they play very minor roles. A lot of people have been really, really feeling this way, and I completely agree. I'd like to see them, but make it minimal. Don't make No Way Home be nothing. This is what I wanted to mention at the beginning of the video, guys, but you have to be careful with your words at the beginning of YouTube videos. I don't know how this happened. But I love that he is embracing the meme being the CEO of sex. Please just be brief cameos. I want them to keep the status quo established at the end of No Way Home. Don't have them magically remember Peter. Don't rush them into coming back into his life. Let's enjoy a movie with Spidey all on his own, still alone. And even, you know what, if you want down the road to explore something that would revamp their memories, I'd be okay with something like that. Just let him sit for a movie or two. I would love to see this movie with him just flat out, like, being so depressed about it. And still having to battle, and still having to, like, be the hero that he's meant to be. Why? They don't know who Peter is anymore unless they're going to reverse the spell. They're going to reverse the spell, aren't they? I have a feeling that's the route that they're going to go with it. I want to see, dude, I would love to see that Hulk comic thing. We've talked about that before, where it's like, oh, Banner forgets, but Hulk doesn't forget. Dude, if they go through with that, that would be incredible, man. Hopefully they don't have too much screen time. I love them, but narratively, I'd like to see Peter struggle with the consequences of what just happened. Agreed. Everybody kind of seems to be on the same pace about this, okay? Zendaya's in too much stuff. She's mid. I don't get the hype for Zendaya, but I do think she does a good job as MJ. She does a good job in these types of movies, okay? No need for Zendaya anymore. However, the show cannot go on without the CEO of sex. So you get the point. Like, this has been the entirety of the conversation. People talking about hoping that the roles are very minimal, hoping they don't reverse the spell, and jokes about Jacob being the CEO of sex. Very smart of him to embrace that meme, by the way. But we did make another video talking about more about Spider-Man No Way Home Brand New Day and what we do know about it. If you're interested, you can check out this video on screen right now. I would love to have you over there. Thank you very much for watching the video, everybody. Take care, guys.